guys, so in this video I'm going to show you all the different features that Switch Control has to offer and the ways in which you can change them to make Switch Control work best for you. First major feature in Switch Control is auto scanning, and when auto scanning is on, it means that your cursor will automatically move to the next item without you having to touch it at all. And so it's very useful if you're using just one Orbi switch, but it isn't necessarily that useful if you're using two Orbi switches like I am now, because I have the green switch set to move to next item. So when you turn auto scanning on, a couple different things are going to pop up here. The first is auto scanning time, which is the amount of time the cursor is going to remain on each item before it moves to the next one. And then pause on first item is the amount of time it's going to wait on the first item after you select something. And then lastly, loops is the amount of time that your cursor will visit every single item on a page before it hides the cursor. So as you can see, it's going to go all the way down to the very bottom, and then since I just set it to one loop, the cursor is going to hide. And then to get the cursor back and start scanning again, all you have to do is simply tap your button. So after auto scanning, the next major feature is something called auto tap. And auto tap is a feature that when it's on, it means that when you go to select something, let's say, like for example, if we select Safari, the second you select it, it will automatically just open up the app. But if you have auto tap off, when you go to select something like Safari, it'll open up a little menu that has a bunch of different options, but then so to open up the app, you'll have to tap it again. So the next option on the Switch Control page is the Move Repeat option, and what this allows you to do is specify the amount of time your Move to Next Item switch can be held down before it moves to the next item. So I have my green switch set up for Move to Next Item, and right now at the default half a second, if I hold it down, every half second it's going to move to the next item. And so this feature is really useful if you're someone who likes to hold down the button for a very long time. So if I make this longer, and right now it's at exactly 4 seconds, now I'll hold this down and every 4 seconds it will switch to the next item. And so after Move Repeat, the next feature is called Hold Duration, and what this allows you to do is specify the amount of time you have to hold down your switch for it to select something. So this is really useful if you're someone who might accidentally bump your switches a lot, so that it doesn't just keep selecting things because you have to hold it down for a certain amount of time before it will do. And so next after the hold duration is Ignore Repeat, and what this allows you to do is hit your button multiple times within a certain amount of time and only have it count as a single input. So this is a really cool feature if you're someone who has trouble just hitting the button once. And so right now I have it set to 1 second, and so say if I'd like to go back to the Switch Control page, if I accidentally hit it twice, it's only going to count as one single selection and it's not going to go back twice but just once. And so next, after Ignore Repeat, under point scanning, there's going to be something called gliding cursor speed, but we don't need to worry about that since we're using switches. And then next under audio, you can turn on sound effects, which gives a nice little sound effect noise every time you move your cursor. And then after that, we can do speech.
General through privacy,
which will read off the title of every different item your cursor is on. So next, after the audio section, is the included menu items, and what this allows you to do is customize that little menu that pops up when auto tap is off when you try to select something. So that menu right there. And then after that is group items, and what this does is group the different items, like right there, so you don't have to individually scan through all of them. And then after that, under visual, large cursor just makes your cursor more visible, and then cursor color just allows you to change the color of your cursor. Right now we have it set to blue. And then save gestures allows you to create different gestures like that, and you can save them different names. We'll just call this one. And you can access these different gestures on that little menu that pops up like that.